Welcome back to another tier list video. It has been a while since we have done a tier list. We normally do tier list of ranking the best sets, but for today's tier list, we are going to be ranking every single sealed Pokemon product from worst all the way to the best. And we are going to do a little giveaway today. All you have to do is make sure you subscribe. You got to hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like, and then you have to answer the question of the day. So for today's question, which Pokemon do you think is just completely overhated? This is the card we are giving away today. Beautiful Zorora V-Star. This is donated by PokeGinger. And I do have to announce the winner from last Sunday's giveaway, and that is at Jerry Sidekick. So to shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Platinum Protectors. If you guys need cases for any type of collectible, Platinum Protectors have got you covered. They have cases for action figures, comic books, diecast, Funko Pops, trading cards, and video games. And when it comes to trading cards, they have so many different options. One Piece, Lorcana, Japanese Pokemon, English Pokemon, booster boxes, all the different UPCs. They got it all. They got the nice acrylic cases where, you know, it's $20 a case. Or they got the cheaper ones where you're literally paying a couple dollars a case, which is what I use because I'd rather spend my money on boxes. And also, if you click my link in the description, you'll get 10% off your first order of $50 or more. So definitely check them out. And of course, if you're going to do PSA for your very first time, you can click my link in the description, use the code BEARD25, and you receive $25 off your very first submission, which is basically a free graded card. And I'm also going to be vending this weekend in Kansas City at Trading Card Con. Coop and Beard Dad will also be here, so if you guys are in the area, definitely swing by. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm bringing a ton of life-size statues, so definitely check that out. But all right, let's jump to the tier list. So we got number 1, we got amazing, great, good, decent, worst. Now remember, the products really depend on like what sets are inside of them. You know, one premium collection could be terrible and another premium collection could be super, super good. So please keep that in mind. And I did try to add multiple things and we'll talk about it. But all right, starting off with just a regular booster pack. And remember, I will be moving a ton of this stuff around. But all right, we got a loose booster pack. I'm not the biggest fan of collecting loose booster packs. A lot of times they just get completely damaged. People are scared that they're like scanned or weighed. So I'm just going to put them in decent for now. Next, we have the sleeve booster. I like the sleeve booster much more than just a regular loose booster pack. Next, we have the check lane blister. I actually don't like check lane blisters as much as I like sleeve boosters, so I'm going to put that with decent. Next, we have the Pokeball. So I really do not like these Pokeballs. I think they absolutely destroy the packs inside. I think they look kind of cool. I don't know why they didn't just make them like a hair bigger or a different, you know, holding mechanism on the inside. But I'm going to put them in the worst for now. Next, we have a 2-pack blister. Again, there's different levels of 2-pack blisters, but definitely going to put that up there with good. Next, we have the mini tin. Again, I feel like they do kind of mess the packs up a little bit in those mini tins, not nearly as bad as the Pokeballs. But I do like how there's different arts on the mini tins, and then the mini tins are actually collectible themselves because, you know, they have a certain amount per set. So I'll put that in good for now, I guess. Next, we have the tech sticker collection. So this is 3 packs. I'll probably put that right up there with good. And then we have the build and battle box. So build and battle boxes, I think they're pretty solid, but a lot of people do not like to collect them. So I'm going to put that in decent for now. And then we have just the regular tins that you get at like Walmart or Target. Most of the times, I mean, the promos suck on these. Every once in a while, we get a really, really good tin, you know, like the Crown Zenith Bird tins. Pure Crown Zenith packs, we know exactly what packs are inside, and they have absolutely beautiful exclusive promos. So like I said, there's different levels to tins, but most of the tins are pretty rough, honestly, so I'm just going to put that in decent. Next, we have the stacking tin. Not my favorite. I'm also going to put that in decent. Now we have the new battle decks. I do like how they're putting a very nice illustration rare promo in the battle decks, but still it is a battle deck. They're going to be tougher to move and sell, depending on the promo, of course. And we've only gotten a few of these battle decks with an actual nice illustration rare promo. But these are miles better than our old ones. Like the old battle decks would automatically go into worse, but since they have a really, really nice promo, I'm just going to bump them up to decent for now. Next, we have the Trainer's Toolkit. I think this comes with 3 or 4 packs if I can remember. Again, not a super good product, and a lot of people stay away from that stuff. Next, we have the Collector's Chest. We usually get one of these every single year. Promos are usually not the best, and you don't get a ton of packs in there. It's not too bad, but I'm just going to put it in decent for now. Next, we have the surprise box. So this is the only surprise box we've ever gotten. I do wish either the boxes were a little smaller or they added another thing in there, because when you open it up, it is a little underwhelming. But I love the idea of getting, you know, a random promo. So I'm going to put that up in great. Next, the booster bundle. I'm going to put that up in amazing. I think the booster bundle is one of the best products we've recently gotten because booster bundles are very new. There is two different kinds also. There's kind of a flatter one that's like a more of like a square, but they're the same exact product. I just love how there's nothing else in there. It's just booster packs. So big fan of that one. Next, we got the box that looks like a little milk carton. So I liked what they did originally with these. I think the Marnie one has like the actual signed cards, but then they stopped doing that. And we haven't gotten these for a while, but I'm not the biggest fan of these. I guess I'll put it in, I don't know, good for now. There's a decent amount of packs, decent promo. Next, we have the first partner illustration collection. So we've never really gotten a box like this before, even though it's basically just a 2-pack blister with that little special pack in there. But I am no joke going all out on this product because I love the promos that they're doing and I love how you can get all the starters. So I'm going to go put this up in great. Next, we have the poster collection. Not a bad product, and honestly, the posters are pretty nice. We'll put that up in good. Next, we have that new Mega Meganium EX box. Again, it's basically just like a premium collection. Not the best. I'll just put it up in decent for now. And same thing here. We got two different premium collections. So here's the Ogerpon one. This would be not a very good premium collection. And then here is the Salamence one. So the Salamence has 5 Destined Rivals packs and 5 Surging Sparks packs. So a premium collection like that, you know, is going to be a very solid pickup compared to, you know, the Ogerpon that just has a couple random packs of whatever. And there's even bigger premium collections like the new Grey Tusk one from Paldean Fates that has pure Paldean Fates packs in it. That's a super good premium collection. So this is what I was kind of talking about, how there's different levels to each product. So when you're looking at them, you just got to judge, you know, does it have good packs and does it have a good promo? So obviously for the regular premium collection, I'm going to put that down in decent because it is not the best. And then, of course, the one with the good packs in there, I'll put that up in good, especially like the Grey Tusk Premium Collection. I mean, that's a super, super solid box. Next, we have the Premium Figure Collection. So most premium figure collections are pretty solid. We've gotten a few rough ones. I mean, that new Lucario one is not the best, but a lot of them are very good, so we're just going to go with the good ones. And I think they're great products. Next, we have the Binder Collection. I don't know why it's all the way in the back, but the Binder Collection I think is pretty cool because the binder, it's not the best, but it is something decent. I think it's right up there with the Poster Collection, honestly. And next we have Blooming Water. So this is a premium collection. So I'm going to go put that up there in great. Next we have the Build and Battle Stadium. So they do not make these anymore. And I'm going to put them in good because you get a lot of packs. And if you break down all the Build and Battle boxes, you're getting a decent amount of stuff with some good promos. Next we have the regular ETB. I'm going to go put that up in amazing for now. All right, now we're getting to some good stuff here. We got the Pokemon Center ETB. And as you can see, I only have a number 1 at the top. I'm only putting one product up there. I'm going to try anyways, which I think I'm going to put the Pokemon Center ETB up there. Now remember, there is 2 different Pokemon Center ETBs. The Sword and Shield Pokemon Center ETB, not nearly as good. That would not be a number 1 because they don't get the double promos. And I'm sure people think I'm crazy that I'm putting the Pokemon Center ETB number 1 and not the booster box. But let me explain. Every single Pokemon Center ETB is basically destroying their booster box counterpart in the entire Scarlet and Violet era and Mega Evolution era. It's actually kind of crazy. You got to think the Pokemon Center ETB only costs $60 compared to the booster box costing $160. Cheapest Pokemon Center ETB for the Scarlet and Violet era is Stellar Crown at about $120. That's double MSRP. There's a ton of Scarlet and Violet era booster boxes that are not double MSRP, which would be, well, $320. There's a good handful of them that are well below $300. So I do think the new Pokemon Center ETB is the number 1 product. Next, we have the Super Premium Collection. Now, we also got a SPC for Prismatic, which is basically the same thing as a UPC. But just know we can get an SPC like this, which was not the most popular for how expensive it is and how many packs you get. The new Prismatic one, that's great, and I basically just consider that a UPC. And what's weird about this box is it comes with a figure, so it's kind of like a figure premium collection, but it's the SPC. I don't know, this Charizard box is definitely strange. I'm going to put it up here in, I don't know, good for now. Next, we have the UPC. You guys know exactly where this is going. Amazing. And then we have the booster box, also amazing. And honestly, the booster box can go right up there with number 1 because we have, 20-something years of history of the booster box destroying everything. But like I said, the new Pokemon Center ETB, it's brand new. We just got it in the last era. So we don't really know how good it's going to do in the future, but right now it is destroying everything. And if you really, really think about it, it is the only exclusive product that we even get. Every other product you can either get from Walmart, Target, or, any LGS or online store that has a distributor can order, hundreds and hundreds of boxes depending on how much they get allocated. So the Pokemon Center ETB is literally the only product that even people with distribution would have to sit on the Pokemon Center website and get, or, use a bunch of bots or whatever, or buy a bunch on the secondary market. So that's why I am going all in on the Pokemon Center ETBs. And last on the list is the mini tin display. And I was going to add like cases, sealed Pokemon Center ETB cases and booster box cases, but you can kind of just do the math and figure out, if Pokemon Center ETBs is the best product. Obviously, a Pokemon Center ETB case is just going to destroy everything. But the mini tin display, which is, the same thing as just a mini tin, but it's the actual sealed display. And you can also get, a full case of that too. I think depending on the set, it could be a great pickup, but I'm going to put it in good for now, just because a lot of them are not moving a ton. But all right, let's take a little peek and see what I want to move around. Now, when we're talking about grade in these big premium figure collections and the big premium collections, the one thing that really sucks about them is they are huge. They take up a ton of space. But again, a lot of people can break those down and get the loose booster packs. But I think if you can find these at MSRP, I think it is a very good product. It just sucks how big they are. But all right, let's see what else we got here. I do want to move some things around. I'm going to put sleeve boosters up in great. I think they're just a really nice, solid product to get, and they're just dirt cheap, and you have good odds of finding them in the store. And I've been buying sleeve boosters for a very long time. I never used to be able to afford booster boxes, really. So I have a ton of sleeve boosters. Like I have a bunch of team-up sleeve boosters. I was only able to afford one team-up booster box, but I have like 50 team-up sleeve boosters, and they're literally $300 a sleeve booster right now. And they take up absolutely no space. So I'm a big fan of those, but you do have to remember there are people that can kind of pop open the back of that sleeve booster just very carefully and, slide that booster pack out and put a different one in there. So that is a very real possibility, and I've actually seen it a few times, so be careful with that. But most of the time you do not have to worry, especially compared to like a loose booster pack. And I am seriously a sucker for promos, so I am legit going to put this first partner illustration collection up in great. Like, I don't think you guys can even comprehend how excited I am for this product specifically. Like, I already like this product more than the entire 25th anniversary. Like, they could just give us this and I'd be happy. I'm not even joking. I love how they're going to give promos to all the starters like that. And the promos themselves are just absolutely beautiful. And there's so many different Easter eggs in there and they connect. I just think it is a perfect product. So I am going to try to get cases and cases and cases of that box. So yeah, I think I am good with this. Number one, Pokemon Center ETBs, and then we drop down to Amazing, and we got the booster bundles. I really feel like booster bundles are going to be the most sold sealed product when all this stuff gets really expensive, just because you're only paying for the booster packs. You're not paying for these big giant boxes, which cost a lot more money to ship. They're much easier to store. You don't have to pay for promos and stuff. I think it's a very, very good box. And then, of course, the regular ETB, especially now that we got the promo, and of course, the Ultra Premium Collection. Definitely a very, very solid box. Even the worst one, which is the Terapagos one, I think is finally got up to about $170 to $180. But the Greninja one's $300, Arceus is $300. And then, of course, the booster box. And honestly, you could put the booster box right up with number one, like I said before. And I honestly collect just as many booster boxes as I do Pokemon Center ETBs. You're getting way more packs. They take up less space. But like I said, they're not as exclusive, and you're not getting those promos. But now, we do have the booster boxes with the box toppers, which I am absolutely loving. Kind of wish they would just do it for every single booster box, but it's probably a better thing that they're going to do it randomly, because I do feel like the booster boxes with the box toppers will eventually kind of pop off. But I'm a massive fan of box toppers. I still remember opening up a lot of the vintage stuff that used to come with box toppers back in the day, or like the big jumbo box toppers. That was my all-time favorite. And then remember, this stuff really, really depends on what packs are in the box or promos. That is the most important thing. Just because, a surprise box isn't great doesn't mean every surprise box is going to be super good, or premium collection or premium figure collection. Like I said, there's a good handful of premium figure collections that are not super good. But all right, that was today's tier list. Let me know down below what you guys think and what you guys would rank everything. And then, of course, make sure you guys comment down below to be entered in that giveaway. Especially if you guys want to stay ahead of the market, make sure you subscribe, notification bell, all that. And of course, if you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. If you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Falling Friday, which was a crazy one, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.